My name is Michael Meneghini. I'm a hip and knee replacement orthopedic surgeon, and I'm also the Chief Executive Officer and founder of the Indiana Orthopedic Institute. And the Indiana Orthopedic Institute was an evolution. Originally started 2.5 years ago. We came up with the idea to form what at that time was the Indiana Joint Replacement Institute because it was very focused on hip and knee replacement. We also came up with an idea of what we wanted, which was a destination center for orthopedic excellence in patient care, research, and education. We knew what we wanted to have in this facility and in this organization, and so we went and pitched that to Mayor Jensen and the economic development team. I remember that meeting vividly. I remember sitting in City Hall and explaining to them what we wanted to do. And ironically, the mayor and Andrew Murray and the team said, well, we have, this may work perfectly. We have a location that might be perfect for what you're doing because we do a lot of innovation, we do a lot of research, education, and we work with implant companies to help them design hip and knee replacement, and we needed a place to really showcase that and do it. And so when they pitched the idea of Innovation Mile, it was like a really sort of a perfect match. And so that was the beginning, and we began building out the current practice as it is. And in just 2.5 years, we now have 23 surgeons and providers total, physicians and providers, and we have almost 60 total employees, counting all of the physicians as well. So it's really been a rapid explosion, which I think speaks to the fact that what we are doing is resonating not only with patients, but also the people that care for patients, because they're gravitating towards what we're doing, which is exciting. So when we looked to build this state-of-the-art facility that we knew we wanted to build in Indiana, truth be told, I was either going to go to Mayo Clinic, uproot my family, move to Mayo Clinic and run their hip and knee division, because that's where I did my fellowship and my colleagues there are very close friends, or I was going to stay in Indiana and stay in my home. I'm born and raised a Hoosier. My family's here, and my wife and I had a long talk, and we decided, you know what, we're gonna stay here for a number of reasons. I'm a huge fan of loyalty, family, friends, and your roots, which is why we ultimately decided not to leave Indiana. And so it really solidified the fact that we wanted to build a statewide orthopedic practice centered around excellence to provide care for Hoosiers. It's my family, it's my wife's family, and I'm a big fan of connections. So when we started interacting with the Noblesville team, not surprising, we all hit it off, and it seemed to be a really good partnership. In terms of working with the economic development team at Noblesville, one of the key aspects that impresses me about them is their continued engagement. So we built the facility, we opened it, but they continue to communicate with me, ask me and my team to come to events. They're really good about fostering a community of business leaders. And I think that's great because then you can learn from each other. I'm a huge believer that you cannot succeed in the world alone as well as you can by collaborating with others. And so I think what I've been very impressed with them over time is that they foster a leadership collaborative spirit and tone within Noblesville that'll continue to drive more innovation, more growth, and I think it's a great place if someone's has an entrepreneurial spirit and thinking about starting a business on their own, or they have a small business that's growing quickly. I think this would be a great place for them to consider, for sure. When we were working with the economic development team and identifying which part of Innovation Mile was going to be our land, and then to identify it, is really exciting when we first started moving dirt. That was the first thing. We had some really good architectural drawings that we're very hopeful when built would be as special as we thought it was, and that has turned out to be true. We've had a lot of partners along the way. Skillman Corporation built this beautiful facility. They've been great partners. One of the things that's really unique, and I think in the spirit of Innovation Mile, this is probably the first ambulatory surgery center in the country that's musculoskeletal care that's fully digitally integrated. So our partners, the Health Outcomes Performance Company, or HOPCO, they're based in Phoenix. They have a digital platform that takes the electronic health record, patient engagement, everything. So this facility is really unique in the United States, being fully digitally integrated. So not only do you take the physical structure, and it's beautiful. I mean, the architects did a beautiful job, and Skillman did a wonderful job of building it, and to see it come out almost to life is really, really special. But then to also treat patients here, and to have the innovative digital structure, and we have a gait lab, and we have our research team and physical therapy department all in one facility. That's just really special to see that all come to life. And I think our whole team, everybody that's worked so hard on it, everybody's proud of it. I think the specifics about this location that are ideal for us are the number of hotels that are around, that are both existing and being built. Having the Embassy Suites Conference Center right there is great. We've already had people fly in who we either are visitors here or who are business partners of ours who've stayed there. I think the number of restaurants and facilities around that we don't have to provide that internally is great because it's already here. And then our location in particular, we are really, really pleased with, because the Noblesville Event Center and the Boom facility is perfectly located, because to get to it, you have to drive by the Orthopedic Institute. And if you're going to an athletic event, there's a good chance that you, at some point in your life or your family, someone may need an orthopedic procedure or need to be seen for an orthopedic condition at some point. So this is a great location. And I think there's a lot of synergy between, obviously, orthopedics and athletics, right? Musculoskeletal health is all about being active in your life. And so that synergy between where we're located next to our neighbors with the Pacers media organization is perfect. So Innovation Mile, as a concept and as a development, I think is going to evolve as the city evolves. I know that there is an original intent to have innovative businesses. I think businesses that are doing things maybe extraordinary or not right down the norm. And I think the other aspect that the mayor and the economic development team really emphasized was sort of taking this area and physically connecting it to the rest of Noblesville, not only with things like landscape and trails and whatnot, but creating that sense of community, which in and of itself is probably innovative. So I think there's two aspects of it. And I think the type of innovation that'll be here will be determined by the type of companies that find this appealing to them. We are certainly one of them. Our innovation is in orthopedic medical technology and patient care, and that's us. Obviously, the Pacers are going to bring a different type of innovation, but it's innovation around the evolution of their G League team and how that's very different than what it was 20 years ago for the NBA. And then the event center and what Noblesville does innovatively with its first big event center like that. So I think it's going to evolve. And what will the next 2, 3, 4 businesses that populate Innovation Mile be? I think what it will look like 5, 10 years from now is not exactly what it looks like at this moment. But I think in some respects, the development itself will determine the type of innovation that occurs here. So I think one of the attractive aspects to locating here in Noblesville, and particularly in Innovation Mile and its location, is access to really high-quality, talented people who will work for us as we grow. And one of the great but also challenging parts of having a rapidly growing enterprise is the fact that you are rapidly hiring. And if it's a good thing to be growing, but it also is stressful and can be and can have risk associated with it, because you need, as you grow, you need to hire and meet the demands. As more and more patients come here, we need talented caregivers, we need talented nurses, therapists, advanced providers, physicians, surgeons. We need those to keep growing. So I think a very attractive part of this part of the state and of Noblesville in general is the ability to attract those kinds of talented caregivers, workers, etc. I know for a fact, obviously, the schools are great in Noblesville. My wife's a product of that, and our kids go to school in the area, and it's a community that fosters education, fosters all the things that you would want to be in a vibrant community. So I think it's an awesome place to both live and raise a family, and I think it attracts the kind of people we want working with us and for us. An additional benefit to have an orthopedic practice in this location is the fact that Indiana, as a state in general, is known throughout the world as a leader in orthopedics. Obviously, Warsaw, Indiana is not that far away, and that's where some of the largest hip and knee replacement and orthopedic companies in the world founded in the late 1800s and have continued to thrive. So right up I-69 for us, and we're right on I-69. It's a great location to have the continued partnership and innovation with those companies. And in fact, we are part of a $160 million National Science Foundation grant application for the state of Indiana that we're part of in partnership with Indiana University, Purdue University, Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, where I went to school, and the companies up there, as well as Eli Lilly. And so we're trying to really be at the forefront of musculoskeletal care, and that grant is all about orthopedic and musculoskeletal health. So the synergy of this location, and we're probably right in the middle of all of it, because you have Fort Wayne to the northeast, and then you've got Lilly and other people in the south, and you've got my alma mater, Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, over on the Indiana-Illinois border. We're strategically located right between it all, so I don't think it could have been a better location for putting an orthopedic innovation center.